So, work system design. What are the issues you must consider while you are designing the work system? Can you remember the issues that you must remember that human factor engineering? We're recapping the previous lecture. Human factor engineering means that you will design the system in such a way that is most compatible, comfortable, and hygienic for the human who will work there in the system, there in the organization. It is known as human factor engineering. This is also known as ergonomics. The link is given here, so please read something from here. This will be one of your questions in the final exam. So one question you have got. Also, work system
Sir,
design. Yes,
is this file yet uploaded?
maybe it is uploaded in Classroom, Google Classroom. Can you check? If it is not uploaded, I'll upload it today after the lecture. All right.
Okay, sir.
Most probably it is uploaded. And business process reengineering. When you will design the work system, you can re-engineer the total business process for the betterment of the performance and productivity of the company. So these two issues are very important for your work system design. The other issues that you must take care while designing the work is the compensation system, how you will measure the work output, and also job design or job redesign. Job design or redesign, this also includes BPR, business process reengineering, job redesign. The job design includes, the important issues, say for an example, job enlargement and job enrichment. Job enrichment and enlargement, we have discussed in our previous lecture that job enlargement means giving more duties and responsibilities in addition to the existing duties and responsibilities. Say, for an example, you are working as a production officer. Now you are assigned to handle the marketing department. In addition to production jobs, you have to handle the marketing jobs. This is known as job enlargement, and job enrichment means that you will give some challenging jobs, and this is a very important motivational tool. Say, for an example, you are marketing officer, you are handling European market. Now, the management has assigned more duties. More duties means challenging duties. The company has transferred you from European market to American market because American market is vital for the company. So you are transferring from your uh, you know less important job to the most important job to the company. This is job enrichment, and this is very important and motivational tool. So while you are designing the work system, you must have to take care of the issues so that the system that you are generating is bringing fruits for the company. Bringing fruits means that your productivity is increasing, the performance of the company is improving. That is the purpose of work system design, and this is a very vital point for the operations manager because operations manager ultimately will deal with the productivity and product performance issue. All right. So you must take care of the issues and job rotation. Sometimes job rotation works better while you are designing the job. How it works, say for an example, you are right this moment you are working in the marketing department, but the management has observed that your previous experience, your school degree, your graduation degree match with the market production job. So they will transfer from your existing job to the most important or compatible job. That is known as job rotation or rotating from one department to another department. And job rotation is very much fruitful. Job rotation is very much fruitful when you are promoting to a higher position. Say, for an example, right this moment you are the production manager. Your next promotion is general manager. General manager means that you will be in charge of several departments. So general manager means the manager who generally manages few departments together. So when you are choosing or the company is choosing you as the right people to be the general manager, they usually train the candidate. They usually train you transferring from one department to another department. Although you are expert in production department, maybe you are not expert in marketing operations. Maybe you are not expert in compliance and HR operations. Maybe you are not expert in accounting operations. That's why the top management will transfer you from one department to another department so that you can know the functions of those departments and can handle the general manager position. Are you getting my points? These are all because of the job system design in the company, and all are done to improve the productivity and performance of the company. Are you with me? Going with me? Only 23 students have joined.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
a question.
Yes, please.
Job rotation, is it permanent transfer or temporary transfer?
Job rotation is always, it may be permanent, but usually it is temporary. Usually, it may be permanent, but usually it is temporary. What I'm talking about that you are the production manager. You are the highest position holder of the operations department. Now the company is thinking to promote you to a position where you'll be responsible for few departments. In that case, what the company will do? You are very good in production operations, but you are good in marketing operations. Maybe you are not very good in accounting operations. But to be the general manager, you are the manager responsible for marketing department and also responsible for accounting department. In that case, the management rotates your job from production department to marketing department to accounting department so that you can know the activities of those departments properly and you can manage after being promoted to the general manager. So usually this is temporary transfer for the time being, but it may be permanent. It may be permanent. Say for example, you know, few years ago, maybe you were a school or college student, that's why you cannot remember. In Grameen Phone, they have restructured their total work system. And the restructuring was in such a way, say for example, in our time, while I was working there, the work system was different. Say for example, I was working in the commercial department. And there is a hierarchical position: officer, senior officer, assistant general manager, there are some hierarchical positions, but they have restructured the system and they invited applications from the existing employees to move from one department to another department. That was permanent rotation. Maybe you are working in the commercial department, marketing department, but you are thinking that you are best in production or operations department. So they give this type of opportunities to move from one department to another department. This rotation is permanent rotation. All right.
Yes, sir, understood.
These are all the, components of system design. System design and system design is very important for improving productivity. And also the system design, that was, we are talking the previous issue, job enrichment, job enlargement, and job rotation. These are the personal issues. Many companies use team approach to improve the productivity and performance of the company. To improve the productivity and performance, they use a team. Say, for an example, in textile business, textile company, there is a team system in marketing department. Textile company, maybe you know about the merchandising in garments business. Merchandising means that they will collect the order from the buyers, because garments business is buyer drive-in business. Buyer drive-in business means that we do not produce any goods until and unless we receive the order from the buyers. So the industry, there are two types of manufacturing operations. One is buyer driven manufacturing operations, and another is demand driven manufacturing operations. Demand driven manufacturing operations means that you are not dependent on the orders you are going to receive. Rather, you will produce the standard product. You will produce the standard product based on the market demand. It is demand driven manufacturing. Another manufacturing is known as buyer driven manufacturing. Buyer driven manufacturing means that you will receive the order first, and after receiving the order, you will manufacture that product or tailoring service. So our business is, our garments business especially, is about buyer driven manufacturing. They use the team approach. The team approach is that one team is responsible to collect the orders, and after receiving the order, they will supervise the total production process. And after producing the goods, they will ship the goods to the buyers. And after shipping the goods, they will confirm that they have received the payment. This team approach is available there in the textile business also. Also, within the marketing department, they have different teams for different buyers. Say, for example, H&M is a buyer. H&M, Walmart is very popular. Grocery market, grocery retailer. Walmart is a buyer. So one team is responsible for Walmart. Another team is responsible for H&M. Another team, Swedish retailer, H&M, M&S. So Zara, US retailer. So one team will be responsible for one buyer. This is also problem-solving teams. If there is any problem in the total process of receiving order to deliver the product, this team will be responsible. This is known as the team approach. So the team approach is also applicable while you are designing the job, whether you are going to choose the team approach or individual approach. In case of individual approach, job rotation, job enlargement, job enrichment are applicable. But for team approach, you can choose a small group trained in problem solving techniques used to identify, analyze, and propose solutions to the workplace problems. A special purpose task force, maybe it is also team approach. A special purpose team is highly focused short-term teams with a specific or focused agenda, often cross-cultural. So this special purpose task force is only for a specific purpose. After achieving the purpose, the team will dissolve. There is known as special purpose task force. This is also a team approach. Say for an example, maybe you are going to introduce a new product in your company, new product. And when the product will be commercialized, the team doesn't require, because the new product will be handled by the marketing department. But before commercialization of the product, a special team will work. A special team will work. This is known as a short-term teams, special purpose task force. So this is also important when you are designing the work system. This is also important to prepare some special purpose teams. So in your work system design, what we are learning today, we are learning about the work system design. And work system design means that আরেকটা কি বলে যে আপনাদের আবরার বা
জি স্যার।
কি আছেন আপনার এখন যদি অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স সিস্টেমটা কি আছে, অ্যাটেন্ডেন্স সিস্টেম?
স্যার ওটা তো আপনি আরডিএস এ নিতে পারেন,
RDS এ
লগ ইন
নিতে
করে।
আরডিএস কে 20 মিনিটস এর কোনো বার আছে কিনা আজকের জন্য অনলাইনে?
না স্যার,
না না, অনলাইনে থাকে না,
না, না।
ম্যানুয়ালি নিলে এরকম কোনো কিছু না, এটা আপনি ক্লাসের শেষেও নিতে পারবেন।
Okay, তাহলে at the end of the class or as I am recording the lecture, the participants list are here with me. All right,
আচ্ছা স্যার।
so I can do it after this session. All right.
জি স্যার, জি স্যার,
Also this is professional version of Zoom. All are recorded. The participants list I can even identify after 1 year, not even 1 day. So we are dealing with the work system design. When you will design the work system, number one point you must take care of is ergonomics or human factor engineering, the comfort, the compatibility, safety of the human who are working there. Number two is you can design the job properly. And job design includes business process reengineering. This is also job design or system design process. This job design also includes job enlargement. Job design includes job enrichment. Job design includes job rotation. Job design includes team approach. This may be a problem-solving team, maybe a permanent team who will be involved for problem solving for the company. The team may be a special purpose team for short time. These are all the issue related with job design. Job design and self-director or self-managed team. This is also a team that is important in the company to solve problems. In Toyota production system or TPS, their job is team-based. They prepare team-based, they prepare problem-solving teams, they prepare a special purpose team. They also prepare or they also manage self-directed or self-managed teams. That means this team will work together Team members work through consensus to plan, manage, and control their assigned workflow. This approach is also available there in TPS, Toyota Production System. So you can check the TPS or Toyota Production System online. This is available and you can read the Toyota Production System. This is ultimately team-based system. Toyota, what is the system of Toyota management to plan, manage, and control? Usually the top management of Toyota sit together to know the new plan, new ideas, idea generation, especially new business idea, what maybe the new model of the car. They usually, the top manager of the company sit together with all the managers in dinner meeting. Usually the dinner is organized monthly, and the purpose of this dinner, is not only to take foods. The purpose of the dinner is to work in a team. They share their ideas. So while they are taking the dinner, they are also discussing about the new ideas. Maybe you are working in the accounting department, you can give a good idea to the organization through the discussion. And if you are in consensus, then they will plan, manage, and control the system. So there may be problem there in the company. There may have problem solving tools, special purpose teams, or self-managed or self-directed teams. To design the job, you must take care of these issues. The alternative workplace, alternative workplace in today's world, the alternative workplace much popular. What is my workplace today?
Work from home.
Work from home. So you are getting the point that work from home, the alternative workplace is developed. There are some jobs that doesn't require to go to the office. And for the jobs, you can work from home. This is alternative workplace. And I know if you're very attentive here in the online class, the online class must be very effective than offline classes or in-person class in some cases, but there are some mathematical, some other issues that we need to write there in the board. That is different issue. And usually I prefer lecturing in person because usually I use the marker whiteboard. That is important. But the way we are delivering the lecture, and if you are very attentive here in the classroom, then you will understand better than the in-person version. Why? I think for me, because the opinions may differ. I think if you are very attentive in your classroom, there are a lot of hurdles. Here there is no hurdles. You can raise your hand, you can ask the question, and we can clarify it, and everybody can hear it. There is no noise system. If the system is good, there is no noise. In the classroom, there are a lot of interruptions. No interruptions are here. So this workplace is not bad to me. Not bad to me. And because of development of technologies like email, e-networks, cell phones, video conferencing, the alternative workplace has developed. More than 30 million employees work in alternative workspaces. You know that outsourcing is very popular in our country. Many young generation are involved with outsourcing. That means outsourcing means that they will work from here and they will send the work to the work providers, and the work providers, after receiving the job, will make payment. That is also known as outsourcing in our country. Many young generations, maybe some of your fellow friends are involved in outsourcing. They're earning a good amount of money from that source. So alternate workplace means that you are thinking alternate to coming to the workstation. Say for an example, Intel's software engineers, they allow software engineers to work from home, but as the software engineers, the job is in their mind, and you can work on computer. The work on the computer is connected to the head office. What the Intel ensures that you must be connected with the computers for 6 hours. That means it is the alternative workplace. You can work there in the workstation. You can work from home because it is ultimately programming or software development. So you can do it from home. But in the system, you must be there for a specific period of time. So their alternative workplaces are developing, but for the manufacturing industry, this is almost difficult. Yes.
In Intel, can't they just open the system and go to sleep? They will be connected to the
So maybe this is you are Bangladeshi. That's why you are thinking of it. But the developed
Sir, I
countries
think it
may
measures how
not
many
think
times
of it.
you are working actually.
Sorry.
Sir, I think there is a measurement system that knows that you are actually working, not just connected.
So, when you are designing alternative places, you also develop performance indicators. They measure the performance. Also in work system design, in our previous slides, if you can remember, maybe second slide, your compensation is important. Your work measurement system is important. Can you remember? So if I go back here, here maybe it's better to show you. The issue will be clear because you have raised the issue. So work measurement, the second issue here, work measurement. So when you will design the system, alternatively or in person, you must have the work measurement system. So there are some indicators that ultimately tell you whether you are working in the company or not, whether you are working from home or not. There are some lot of indicators, and these indicators will be the point of control. How will control the employees who are working from outside or working from outstation. So an alternative workplace brings work to the worker rather than worker going to the workplace. Alternative workplaces are made possible by technologies like email, networks, cell phones, and video conferences. Current situation, more than 30 million employees work in alternative workplaces. A survey at IBM reveals that 87% of alternative workplace employees believe their effectiveness has increased significantly. That means the lecture I am delivering, I am thinking that the lecture is effective than the classroom lecture. And it saves time, 2 hours time, 1 hour going to the office, another hour coming back from the office. And I can also deliver a half hour extra lecture today. If you're interested, what's the time now? Maybe you have class after this one, is it?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I am talking. I can save time and I can give more time for working. I can give half hour extra time for you. That means we can give more time. AT&T provides flexible workstation tools so worker can rotate in and out as needed. And then now come to the point of some calculations in workplace system. Here are some calculations that is applicable for the work system measurement. measurement, and number one is known as standard minute volume. These are the practical issues and the issues I have raised from the garments industry. What are the measurements they do? I asked to my students who are working in the industry as a work system design or system design. They have given this information to me, and I have summarized here for your purpose. So number, when they measure the performance in the work system, they use standard minute value, SMB. This SMB means SMB is defined as the time which is allowed to perform a job satisfactorily. Normally, it is expressed in minute value. SMB term is broadly used in manufacturing industry, not the garments manufacturing industry. But the example I have taken from the garments industry for the moment from the industrial engineering department. Industrial engineering department is involved with measuring the performance of the work system. This is one of the indicators of work system performance measurement. How the work system is working. Is it important to redesign the work system, or the existing system is better? So SMB, how to calculate SMB? Is to calculate the SMB. So SMB is clear, isn't it? Time
Yes, sir.
allowed to perform a job. Maybe in the production, garments production line, you are cutting the fabric. So how much time you are taking to cut the fabric for a specific product? So it is known as standard minute value. How many minutes do you need to cut the fabric? Maybe sewing operators, how many minutes does it take to sew a part? This is standard minute value for sewing, a standard minute value for cutting. So how to calculate?
Is
Yes,
it related to efficiency?
yes, efficiency. Can you remember the definition of productivity, efficiency?
Yes, sir.
It is related to calculation of efficiency of the garments employees, not the
And
garment.
Sir, in our report, we showed that they have it a specific target for 4 days, and the SMB changes as per the requirement of efficiency. So, for instance, if they hire a garments worker for the first time, so their SMB will be higher and their efficiency target for that day is lower. So as the day goes by, so their SMB will keep declining and efficiency will keep increasing. So we also use that in our report also.
It's a
Okay,
learning curve.
okay, good.
Yes, so
So
learning.
already you have got some idea about the SMB calculation. Those who are not working on SMB calculation, we are showing it for you. So
it is
SMB, how to calculate the SMB? It means basic time plus time in basic time. That means you will adjust with the basic time. Basic time, and what is basic time? Observed time into performance rating. Here the performance rating. Performance rating means every employee in an organization has their performance rating, whether he is performed at 100%, 80%, or 70%. The industrial engineering department rate all employees of the organization, manufacturing facility, especially manufacturing facility, to improve the productivity of the company. Performance rating. Performance rating means that a standard performance is 100%. So are you 100% good, or are you 70% good, efficient to produce that product? So basic time is calculated, observed time is multiplied by performance rating. And how to calculate the observed time? Observed time means total cycle time divided by number of cycle. What is total cycle time and number of cycle? Okay, let me set an example. So cutting. So how many minutes it requires, or does it require to cut the fabric? So the industrial engineer will check many times. They will use stopwatch. They will put the stopwatch, and then they they will tell the manager or the cutting master or the worker to cut, and then the stopwatch will work. So first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, sixth time. So the cycle means how many times you will allow the employee to try for. আপনি কতবার তাকে কাটতে দিবেন, that is known as cycle time, divided by number of cycles. So if it requires 1 minute for first trial, 1 minute for the second trial, 1.2 minutes for the third trial, 3 minutes, the time will not vary in such a way, 2.1 minutes for the fourth trial, 1.7 minutes for the fifth trial. So you will add up all this cycle time, 1, 2, 3. That means you will calculate the average time. That is known as observed time. You cannot calculate the HMB only with one trial. You have to take a few trials, and these trials are known as the cycle time. Cycle time divided by number of cycle, you will get the observed time. Observed time means that usually what time or how many minutes does it require. It is known as observed time. So observed time is usually calculated with few trials, cycles, and you will divide it by number of cycles. That means observed time means the average time requires to cut. For the moment, the cutting officer or cutting master, we are measuring the HMB for cutting. So rating, observed rating multiplied by standard rating divided by standard rating. It means that observed rating is rating because it is divided by standard rating multiplied by standard rating. Just this is because of converting it into a percentage. So this formula may be ambiguous to you because multiplied by standard rating divided by standard rating, it is to convert the time into percentage form. So the rating and allowance means that bundle allowance, machine allowance, personal allowance. Allowance means maybe you will cut in 1 minute the observed time, but there are system loss. There are system losses. Say for an example, machine is not working, you need to go to the toilet. There are some other raw materials sometimes not available. There is feeding problem. So there are a lot of problems. This allowance means the interruptions. Allowance means not any money or some extra allowance. This allowance means the interruptions in the production process. So what percentage of interruptions you will add? Basic time plus the interruptions time. Maybe machine interruptions, maybe personal interruptions, maybe all interruptions. Together you will add with the basic time, and then you will get SMB or standard minute value. Allowance in minute, usually it is expressed in percentage. So total 10% into basic time. That means if the basic time is 60 minutes, 10% will be 6 minutes. 6 minute allowance. So although there are a lot of calculations, but this is very easy. Basic time means that you will observe the time plus you will add the problems, then you will get the SMB, standard minute value. There is an example here to calculate the SMB. I think you will understand by yourself. Say for an example, here the total cycle time is 20 minutes. এই 20 মিনিটস কিভাবে পাওয়া গেল বলেন তো একজন? মিস্টার শামিহা, Miss Shamiha, are you here?
স্যার আমি জাস্ট একটু আগে জয়েন করছি।
তাহলে আপনি you are sleeping?
না স্যার, আমি জাস্ট মানে জয়েন করতে পারছিলাম না, তো প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল নেটওয়ার্কে।
So, Mr. Who are my other students? Sami Jaman Khan. Mr. Sami Jaman Khan.
जी sir.
So, what is the total cycle time?
The total size of time, sir.
Number one, total cycle time.
Total cycle time.
What
20
does
minutes,
it
sir.
mean?
So total cycle time means, sir, the total time taken for the whole production.
একটু আগে যে আমরা এক্সাম্পল বললাম যে কাটিং মাস্টারের টাইম, সেটা দিয়ে আমাকে বোঝান তো এই টোটাল টাইম, টোটাল 20 মিনিটস বলতে কি বোঝানো হয়েছে এখানে?
Sir, for example, sir, ধরেন sir কাটিং মাস্টারকে একটা ইয়ে দেওয়া হলো, একটা ব্যাচ দেওয়া হলো স্যার, যে আপনি এটা কেটে দেন স্যার, যতটুকু টাইম লাগবে তার পুরোটা শেষ করার জন্য স্যার, ওইটাই total cycle time, sir.
So number of cycle, Sadia, are you here? Sadia means Lipis iPhone. What's your name?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So total cycle time, what does it mean?
Sir, actually, it's the time taken to complete the whole process. Like, sir, মানে suppose sir মানে কোনো কাজ
So,
আর কি
Mr. Jawad, this time the most effective and attentive boy. Where is Mr. Jawad?
The cycle time cutting master if you give him a work and you will take one trial and then you will take two trial, then third trial, how much time is taking?
Right.
1 minute, 5 minutes, 10
So,
minutes, and you will add all together
this okay, you are right.
and you
Yep.
get it.
So it means that it is not one cycle. There is
Sir,
a
isn't that the
stopwatch.
summation of the 5 cycles?
Right. There are 5 trials. This number of cycle means number of trials. There are 5 trials. Maybe first trial was 5 minutes, second trial was 4 minutes, third trial is 3 minutes, and add up all these trial times is total cycle time 20 minutes. 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes equals 20 minutes. This 20 minutes means cycle time, not one cycle. It is the time required for different trials. First trial 5 minutes, second trial 5 minutes, third trial 5 minutes, fourth trial 3 minutes, fifth trial 2 minutes equal 20 minutes. Maybe the summation is wrong, but total, I mean total sum
Sir,
of
so যদি এক মিনিটে স্যার 5 মিনিটস করে হয় স্যার, তাহলে তো লাইক
25 হয়।
5 ট্রায়ালস হলে তো স্যার 5 5 are 25, তাহলে কি টোটাল সাইকেল টাইমটা 25 মিনিটস?
25 of right.
ওকে
Total
স্যার।
cycle time will be 25. All right.
And sir, observed time is basically the average of the total cycle time.
Right. And now you are getting the observed time means average time required to cut the fabric. 4 minutes. That means a cutting master requires 4 minutes to cut the product. It is observed time, and this 4 minutes maybe during the 8 working hours he'll go to the washroom for few times, isn't it? A machine may break down. Raw materials may not be available. So there are some allowances. Machine allowance 10%, other allowance 10%, total allowance is 20%. 20%. So total time is, basic time is 3.5 3.2 minutes and you will add 20% of 3.2 minutes is 0.64 minutes. You will add this allowance. This is ultimately observed time. Observed time is multiplied by the performance rating. Performance rating, how will get the performance rating? Performance rating এখানে আপনার বলেনি যে how will get the performance rating, but the system is that the industrial engineer also measure your performance. আপনার কি আপনাদের এই যে ক্লাসরুমে সবাই কি A+ পাবেন?
No, sir.
পাবেন নাকি সবাই? সবাই
না।
সবাই সবাই কি সিগারেট পাবেন?
No.
So there is a performance rating system. আপনার পারফরম্যান্স কিন্তু আপনি যেভাবে কাজ করতেছেন, ক্লাস করতেছেন, আপনি সেভাবেই আপনার পারফরম্যান্স হবে। Performance measurement. So I can say that Mr. Jawad is 80% efficient. Mr. Abrar is 90% efficient. Sami Jaman is 95% efficient. So I can measure it. And at the end of the semester, I will ultimately measure your performance. The same way, similar way, in the factory, every employee's performance is rated. Performance is rated, and this performance rating is applied to the system. Observed rating divided by standard rating 100%. You are getting the point. Standard is 100, isn't it? And out of 100, you are getting 80%. Someone is getting 70%. Someone is getting 30%. Someone is, that means grades you are getting. So this rating is also applied there in the factory. What is your performance rating? And then you will
always 100
100. এটা দরকারই নেই, এটা দরকারই নেই। মূলত আপনার এই যে 80 কে পার্সেন্টেজে কনভার্ট করছে। 100 স্ট্যান্ডার্ড তো 100 হবেই।
তো অবজারভেটিং এ তো রেটিং, তাহলে অবজারভেটিং আর স্ট্যান্ডার্ড রেটিং এর পার্থক্য তো মানে রেটিং ক্যালকুলেট করার জন্য তো অবজারভেটিং এ রেটিং।
Yes, ultimately that's why I skip this discussion
স্যার
and
এটা তো মানে
I go to this
এক্সপেকটেশনের
point.
সাথে, স্যার এক্সপেকটেশনের সাথে পারফরম্যান্সটা মেজার করেই তো দেখবে যে ডেভিয়েশন কতটুকু। লাইক ফর ইনস্টেন্স তাকে এক্সপেক্ট করছে 5টা বানাতে, বাট সে বানাইছে 4টা। So his observed rating would be 80%, isn't
Yeah,
that?
yes, every employee has their own rating. Every employee, as the students. So this rating is applied to know the basic time. 4 minutes into 80%. Basic time required to do the job is 3.2 minutes. This system is applied in the manufacturing companies. And then they add up the allowances. The allowance is 20%. They have calculated 20%. So 3.2 is the basic time multiplied by 20% is 0.64 minutes. 3.2 plus 64 minutes is the SMB for the factory, for the operation, for the cycle, for that job, particular job. It is the SMB. This SMB, that means standard minute value. Say for an example, to produce a garments, the SMB is 3.84 minutes. And in the total production line, there are 100 people working. So can you calculate what is the labor cost?
Sir, can you repeat again?
There are 100 people working in a garments factory. The SMB of the garments factory is 3.84 minutes. That means SMB means standard minute value to produce a product. And the company is producing 100 units, 100 worker, 100 units, 8 hours working time. So what is the total SMB or labor costs? Usually to calculate the labor costs in beforehand, this SMB is used because you are paying the labor a certain amount of money. And how many minutes does it require to produce the product? If you have the time and if you have the information about the Payments. You can calculate the direct labor cost. Okay, I'm coming. Maybe the example is given here for the moment. Then
স্যার এসএমবি স্যার ডেফিনেশনটা আবার একটু বলবেন কাইন্ডলি
time requires to finish a particular job. Standard
sir.
minute value. Time required to finish a particular job. It is known as SMB.
ওকে স্যার থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার
So
Sir,
now cost of making calculation. How you'll calculate the cost of production? You can use the SMB to calculate the cost of making a product. SMB is multiplied by CPM. CPM means cost per minute of a factory. Now you have the information about the cost per minute of a factory. That means the cost per minute indicates raw materials cost, labor cost, plus overhead cost. This cost CPM means cost per minute of factory. You know the components of cost because we have explained what are the components of manufacturing cost in our first or second lecture. So materials cost, labor cost plus manufacturing overhead. If you have the information about the cost per minute of a factory, and this is you must have, otherwise you cannot calculate the break-even point, you cannot calculate the cost of making, you don't know what is the profitability from the operations. So this information must be available to a manufacturing company. Number one is cost per minute, number two is SMB, standard minute value. If you multiply it by cost per minute and standard minute value, you can get the cost of making a product, not garments, making a product. How much
sir?
time? Yes.
Standard minute value যখন when we calculate standard minute value, we
Yes.
take the number of cycles like for one employee, but
Right.
their minute value is applicable for the whole whole factory, right?
Whole process.
So how can we use one employee as the standard of the whole factory?
No, we just given you the example. We have given you example of a cutting officer, but when they calculate the SMB, they start from cutting and they go to the finishing line. That means packaging. How long does it require from cutting to packaging?
Sir, in our report we saw that from the cutting part they have different segments. So for instance, every segment is called 0.25
So
minutes,
maybe
0.38
you
minutes,
are
and adding
calculating.
them all is the SMB of 16 minutes for a shirt.
So, and that is all right. All right, you can add up. Cutting section, swing section, and finishing section. Usually in garments operations, there are three sections. Number one is cutting. Number two is swing, and number three is finishing. So you can calculate the SMB of cutting section, SMB of swing section, SMB of finishing section, and all together is known as total SMB of a product, of a process. Can you link this sentence with your experience?
Yes, sir.
So SMB, just you are getting the idea. You can apply it for the whole company. You can apply it for a total business. You can apply it for a segment of business. You can apply for a product. There are a lot of applications of SMB calculations, because if you do not know the standard minute value of a product, you cannot calculate the cost. You must know how many minutes does it require to produce a product. That is the standard minute value. Time required to finish a product, time required to finish a part, time required to finish a specific job. It is known as standard minute value. So you can use different standard minute value for a product, standard minute value for cutting section, standard minute value for sewing section, standard minute value for finishing section, standard minute value for shipping, standard minute value to reach the product from ship to the buyer. There are a lot of standard value, but for the moment we are dealing with the standard value of manufacturing facility because it is operations management, issue of operations management. So we are dealing with the time required to produce a product. How many minutes needed to produce a garment from finished fabric unrolling to, so finished fabric unrolling means it is the beginning of cutting. Beginning of cutting. Fabric is available. Now you are cutting the fabric and then you are shipping the product. How long does it take from cutting to shipment? So shipment means not only packaging. After packaging, you are also sending the goods to ship. That time is also included here in SMB. বুঝতেছেন কিনা?
জি স্যার।
Okay. And then say for an example, a garment says SMB 8.4 minutes. 8.4 minutes, what does it mean? Who can tell me? Shams. Yes, Nashara Ahmed Shams. Are you here? So somebody is yes.
The standard minute value, it's the process for like the entire time from unrolling to the total shipment.
Right. So this 8.4 means, this means that you are a garments factory, you have received fabric and you started cutting, and after cutting, what you are doing? Sewing, finishing, and then you are sending it to the factory. Ship. This SMB means total time required from beginning of cutting to deliver the product at ship. And CPM, cost per minute, for the factory is 2 taka. So what is the cost of making? Is clear how to calculate cost of making?
Yes sir.
So also the company calculates capacity, production line capacity, assembly line capacity, or garments line capacity. Now, line capacity means that in a production system, there may have several steps, and together they're producing a product. So it is known as a line, production line. So how to calculate the line capacity? They calculate the line capacity. So do we need to finish by 9:15 today? When is
Sir,
your
we
next
have
class?
classes after that, 9:25.
Oh, so before 9:25. Because how many slides we have? Oh, still we have few slides. Sorry. So line capacity, how to calculate the line capacity? Now you will use SMB. You will SMB as the input, and you will convert the output into minutes. So in simple time, you will convert the outputs into minutes. So what are the components of the line? The components of the line are machines. How many hours the machine works? It is known as shift, and hours will be converted into minutes because your input is minutes. So you will standard minute value, minute. So output you will also convert into minute. That means line capacity will convert into minute. Number of machines, shifting hour, 8 hours usually, and 60 minutes is 1 hour. 1 hour. So you will just multiply the minutes by number of machines, and if there is any absence rate, you will deduct the absence rate, and it will be multiplied by line efficiency. Like every employee efficiency, there is a line efficiency. Can you remember the definition of efficiency? What is efficiency?
Standard versus
by input. So,
output to actual output versus standard output.
so this is line efficiency that you will apply here. So you
স্যার
need
একটা জিনিস স্যার বুঝি নাই স্যার
কোনটা?
স্যার এটা হচ্ছে স্যার আমরা কি লাইক মিনিটসে মাল্টিপ্লাই করবো নাকি ডিভাইড করবো স্যার এই জিনিসটা
এই যে আপনার যে আউটপুটটাকে আপনি মিনিটে বানাচ্ছেন, মিনিট,
জি স্যার
এটাকে আপনি ইনপুট দিয়ে ভাগ দেবেন। ইনপুট কি? এখানে আমরা বলছি যে স্ট্যান্ডার্ড মিনিট ভ্যালু ইজ দ্য ইনপুট। How many minutes does it require from start to end? It is SMB. So যেহেতু এটা মিনিট, সেহেতু আপনি এই আওয়ারকে আপনি শিফটিং আওয়ারকে মিনিটে নিয়ে আসতেছেন এবং মেশিন নাম্বার অফ মেশিন দিয়ে মাল্টিপ্লাই করে। সাপোজ ওকে, এবার এক্সাম্পলে আসেন। এক্সাম্পলে আসলে হয়তো বিষয়টা ক্লিয়ার হবে। In Avanti fashions, a sewing line is running for producing full sleeve shirt. SMB of producing a full sleeve shirt is 25 minutes. In the factory, there are 30 machines and the machines work for 8 hours. Sewing lines efficiency is you need to go back to the previous definition of efficiency. Output divided by what is
Input.
efficiency?
Output per unit of input.
And worker absent percentage is 5%. That means 5% workers are usually absent in the factory. Then in that case, what is the line capacity? Line capacity, that means you are calculating how many pieces will be produced from the line per 8 hour or per day. So 30 means in the factory there are 30 machines, 8 hours working time multiplied by 60 is this 60 is not 60%. 60 means 60 minutes equals 1 hour. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. And minus 5%. 5% means this 5% ultimately indicates the 5% of this value. Absent rate, 5%. And it is 720. 720 means out of 14,400, 5% is 720. And this 60 means line efficiency 60%, and 25 is the SMB. And SMB, you have calculated the SMB in our previous slide. Then how many units you can produce from a production line? Production line information is given here. You can produce 328 pieces. So if you have an order to produce 600 units, how many production line you need to employ together?
So we'll need like 60 machines, I guess, or like 600.
So in a production
Back
line, there
calculation
are,
করে করবো।
no, 60 machine means in a line, how many lines you need to introduce? If you receive 600 units or 600 piece order, how many lines you have to introduce parallelly?
So double at least.
2 at least. That means you need 2 lines with 30 machines, and SMB to produce that product is 25 minutes. Then you need at least 2 lines, otherwise you cannot meet the lead time. That means you need to produce the product and supply the product within the lead time. Lead time means the time the buyers, the order providers allowed to produce and ship the product. That means after receiving the order, how many days it will require to reach the product to the buyer. It is known as lead time. So if your lead time is 30 days and then you can produce 328 pieces per day. So you will multiply, you have to introduce few more production lines to meet the deadline. আর আপনার যেটা বললাম যে লিড টাইম না বলে যদি আপনি টু মিট দ্য ডেডলাইন এটা বলি, সেটা that is more perfect for you for the moment. That means to meet the deadline to produce 600 units, you need to introduce 2 parallel production lines. Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
So if there is a problem, I'm recording the lecture. If there is a problem and if you need the lecture or hear the or watch the lecture once more, you can have line efficiency. Line how to also line here. Line efficiency calculation is also given. This 60%, how to calculate this 60% is also given here. Line efficient means output divided by input. Output divided by input. Output means garments output in pieces and SMB. So you are calculating it into minutes, isn't it? SMB standard minutes. You are producing 600 is multiplied by SMB. That means you are converting your outputs into minutes. This 100 is not relevant. This 100 means 100%. This would be here multiplied by 100. You are converting the ratio into percentage. This so disregard this 100. So other than 100%, are you getting the point? Output multiplied by SMB divided by number of operator shifting hour. These are the inputs here, labor inputs ultimately. Number of operator shifting hour 8 hour, 60 minutes, 1 minute, 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So you are converting the input labor. You are converting the labor into minutes. 1 labor means 8 hour. 8 hour means 8 into 60. 480 minutes. Is it? So let's calculate the line efficiency of one production line. 48 operators work in line for 8 hours. They produce 160 garments and SMB of the garment is 44.2 minutes. To produce 1 garment, it requires 44.25 minutes. So efficiency of the production line is 30%. 160 is the total number of output. 44 is the SMB we have already calculated. And this is multiplied by 48 operators, shifting hour 8 and 60 is minutes. So output is converted into minutes and then input is also converted into minutes. When you will compare between the 2 issues, that means input and output should be, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So input and output should be in the same measurement value. Please remember it. Even if you are calculating the productivity ratio analysis, you cannot compare a student with a teacher. You will compare in between you, the students. When we grade you, we usually compare you with your other fellow students. So the same principles applied here. Output is converted into minutes. Input is also converted into minutes. And then outputs is divided by inputs is the line efficiency. It is the actual output and it is the actual input. So actual output divided by actual input is efficiency. In our previous lecture means when we discuss the process metrics. Can you remember process metrics? This process metrics, we use this formula. Is there any problem with this efficiency calculations?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Hopefully not.
Okay. Then operators efficiency is also calculated. How to calculate the operators? Number of pieces produced by a worker. Operators means worker efficiency. Individual personal efficiency. Number of pieces produced by the worker. Here total line And if I say what is the efficiency of the company, তাহলে কি করবেন বলেন তো? আউটপুট,
স্যার
কোম্পানির আউটপুট,
সবগুলো
সব কোম্পানির আউটপুট দিয়ে সব কোম্পানির ইনপুট দিয়ে ভাগ করতে হবে। এখানে এই কম্পেয়ারটা বুঝবেন, একটা লাইনের কথা বলছি না, একটা লাইন অ্যাসেম্বলি লাইন তো বুঝতেছেন, প্রোডাকশন লাইন যেটা, এই অ্যাসেম্বলি
স্যার
লাইনের এফিসিয়েন্সি ক্যালকুলেট করলাম। এবার আমরা একজন অ্যাসেম্বলি লাইনের একজন ওয়ার্কারের আমরা অ্যাসেম্বলি ক্যালকুলেশন করব, অপারেটর এফিসিয়েন্সি। Number of pieces produced by, that's the output by an employee. Number of pieces produced by an operator, that means output by an employee, is multiplied by SMB of the particular job and divided by total number of hours work. This number of hours work, there is a mistake. It is minutes work of it, minutes, because you are converting it into minutes. So take notes. This is minutes work, number of minutes work. কত মিনিট সে কাজ করলো? 10 hours multiplied by 60 here. So in calculations there is no problem, only the problem is here, the number of hours. It is not number of hours, it is number of minutes, or if you use number of hours you have to multiply it by 60. So let a factory production runs 10 hours per day. If a factory operating producing only one style and the assembly is 25 minutes, number of pieces produced by an operator is 20 pieces. What is the operator efficiency? Are you getting? Shamiha, this time, can you tell me what is operator's efficiency? Miss Shamiha. Maybe she is, taking her breakfast or taking one additional nap. Is it? Sayeda Anika? Sayeda Anika, are you here? Maybe also. Mr. Nafis?
Yes, sir.
So what is operator's efficiency? Have you got the idea how to calculate operator's efficiency?
Sir, I have, sir. I think of here I can see the formula, the number of pieces operated by, and SMV particular job.
Have you got it?
Sir, I have, sir. I think I have to look into it some more. Then I will be properly understand it. I think.
And about the inputs, is there any problem?
No, sir. I will look into it, sir.
So you were not attentive, man. The problem of online classes, this is one of the biggest problem. The students usually join first, and after joining, they do the other jobs. Maybe they're playing games in your age. Usually students are doing, checking their personal Facebook or some other jobs. That's why it is better to open the video. From the next session, you have to open the video. What you are doing, I need to check. Because after delivering the lecture, if you do not be attentive here in the classroom, the lecture is only for few. Maybe few students are very attentive. Mr. Abed, Miss Sadia, Jawad, Ashraf, and Mr. Abdullah. Abdullah is here. Today absent.
Sir, I was also present, sir.
Mr. Abrar. So few students are attending in the classroom. All are doing some other jobs. This is the great problem of online classes. Okay. For the moment, operator efficiency is clear.
Yes.
Where is Mr. Abdullah today? He's not here today, maybe.
But he was there.
Okay, so operator efficiency and then factory capacity. This is the
Sir,
analysis.
we have another class.
You have another class at 25.
Yes.
Oh, just we are finishing in a moment. Factory capacity. This is also very important, number of line. So you will add the number of line with the number of machines, shifting hour. The formula is same. The formula is same. Efficiency you are multiplying by efficiency. You are deducting absent rate and just you are adding number of line. একটা ফ্যাক্টরিতে এতক্ষণ আগে আমরা লাইন এফিসিয়েন্সি বলছি না, একটা লাইন, এটাকে you will multiply by number of lines, number of machines, number of shift, 60. Same thing. So here line, one line. Now you are going to calculate the total factory's line capacity. So you will how many lines are there? For 600, 2 lines. If the factory has 200 lines, you will multiply 200 by the other factors. Same thing. Same thing here. Number of line, number of machine, shifting hour, and finally 60 minus absence rate. Say for an example, a factory has 10 swing lines, 10 swing lines. So only 10 is the additional point here. Only 10 is the additional point here. Other factors are all same. So SMB calculation is very important because this SMB is used as the input here to calculate the different factors. Say for example, factory capacity, line capacity, operator efficiency, all are linked with. So please solve these problems at home. These are all same thing that we have done for the moment. That's all. Compensation, you know what is compensation. And the last slide is about learning curves. That means your productivity, efficiency will improve while you will be experienced. This is also known as experience curve. This learning curve is also known as experience curve. When you will work for more time, cumulative time per task completed, your efficiency will improve. It means that it will require less time. Your performance will improve. This is known as the learning curve, also known as experience curve. Experience curve. So this is all for today. This is all for today. Maybe you are busy with your other jobs, other classes. Thank you for today. See you next time.
স্যার কিছু কোয়েরিজ ছিল। এই যে স্লাইডটা না, এই স্লাইডটা ফার্স্ট অফ অল আপলোড করা হয় নাই, গুগল ক্লাসরুম আর ক্যানভাস দুটোতেই চেক করেছি স্যার।
Okay, I'm now uploading because I'm free today. I'm at home today. I'm not at office.
আর স্যার
Okay,
আরেকটা ব্যাপার হচ্ছে কি, আমাদের রিপোর্ট সাবমিশনকে আজকে করতে হবে। আমরা আর হচ্ছে যে এটা কি 10 পেজ লিমিট কিনা, এটা লিমিট বাড়ায় দিতে পারলে ভালো হতো স্যার।
limit আর কত বাড়াবেন? আপনাদের তো next class may be the final one.
স্যার
Is
আমাদের
it?
লেখার আরো একটু মানে আমরা এক্সপ্লেন করে
না
লিখতেছি
স্যার,
তো, তাই
আমাদের তো
স্যার
আরো
পেজ
দুইটা ক্লাস আছে স্যার, 4
Do-
তারিখ আর 5 তারিখ।
তাহলে আপনাদের presentation কবে দিবেন? You're supposed to make a presentation.
স্যার লাস্ট
Maybe
ক্লাসে দিব স্যার প্রেজেন্টেশন স্যার।
last
Yes,
class.
sir,
স্যার
last
আমরা
class
পেজ
দেই
লিমিটের কথা বলছি
presentation.
স্যার, পেজ লিমিটের কথা।
Page minimum 30 page. All right.
মিনিমাম 30 পেজ।
Minimum.
স্যার ইনস্ট্রাকশনে তো
Including
লেখা ছিল
there are 3 parts in a report. There are 3 parts in a report. Number 1 is appended part. It includes around 10 pages. Sorry, not appended, prefatory parts. Say for an example, cover page, title fly, title page, then letter of transmission, acknowledgement, executive summary, a table of contents, list of tables, list of abbreviations. So around 10 pages are in the prefatory parts. Number 2 is report proper or body. In the report proper, you will write 5 chapters. How many chapters you are going to write? 5 chapters. Number 1 is introduction. You will state the problems. In your introduction section, you will state the problems. Number 2 is, literature review. If there is any literature, you will write the literature. Number 3, you will write the methodology. How have you done the job? Maybe it is observation method, primary techniques of data collection, or primary techniques of doing the research. So you will also explain the